So, you're probably looking at the video length and thinking, oh, this seems oddly short for an episode of the Gurumin Let's Play. And yeah, it is. It is, and there's a reason for that, because this is technically not an episode of that. The long and short of it is, I'm not satisfied with how the project has turned out so far, and I don't have the energy to make it a better project. And Gurumin deserves better, basically. So I'm just canceling the project, basically. I might return to this later as like a different Let's Play of the same game, but hopefully better. But that'll be far into the future. Right now, no. Like, I'm just not satisfied with the commentary, the coverage of the game, anything. And I'm just not in a good mood as far as Gurumin goes. Honestly, kind of as far as just life in general goes. I've been kind of in a weird mood for several months now. I think roughly since Sonic Adventure ended, actually. But really just, like, for a while I've had kind of a weird mood. Usually I can, like, manage it some, but I don't know. It's just weird. But with Gurumin, I think part of it is just, like, I planned a bit too far ahead, I guess. And this is a learning experience for me, basically. I'm still going to see this as a learning experience. It's not entirely a waste, you know? Gurumin, I kind of had this idea that, like, way back when I was deciding I wanted to get back into doing Let's Play stuff. I had this idea where I'd, like, plan out several games in advance, and I'd, like, basically try to get them all done in a certain order just to, like, get myself into the swing of things. So I'd start with a shorter game that ended up being Sonic Adventure, and then I'd go on to a somewhat longer game, that being Gurumin, and at some point when I felt I was ready, I'd go on to a much longer game than either of those. And I had the sort of plan for which ones I would do kind of set in stone for a while. If you were talking to me about this like a while before I actually got back, I would have actually told you that when for the spot that Sonic Adventure occupied, that I was going to do Sonic Adventure 2, and I ended up changing that later on. Like, I think about like a month or two before I actually did Sonic Adventure, you know? And there's a few reasons for that. But that's the reasoning behind it isn't really what I'm trying to talk about here. The main thing is that was a change in plans from what I had for a while. Whereas Gurumin, about when I decided I wanted to do Sonic Adventure 2, which didn't end up happening, I also decided I wanted to do Gurumin as the follow-up project. That had been a thing that I'd been planning for, I don't want to say a year, but probably like close-ish, maybe. And by the time I actually got to Gurumin, my energy was like almost completely gone for the project. Like for that specific game, you know? I've been considering it for a good while. I want to do Gurumin. And once I got to it, well, I just didn't want to do it anymore, I guess. Like, and it kind of evaporated, like, around, I don't know how long in. but it evaporated kind of quickly. Like, maybe after the second world, I don't know. And I feel like it's probably a little easy to tell in the videos if you watch them that I'm kind of having to force myself to actually do these videos at this point, because I'm just not as passionate about them as I'd like to be. Like, I've been, like, kind of putting off getting back to Rest of Gurumin for a while, and at this point I'm just like, fuck it, why am I forcing myself to do it? I'm having to put off doing, like, other things I've been wanting to do as far as, like, Let's Play stuff goes, because I don't want to, like, you know, leave the project on hiatus for, like, 8 years, like a lot of people tended to do back in the day. But I also don't want to, like, you know, do a Let's Play when I'm in a bad mood for it, you know? But I'm kind of rambling at this point, probably. That's kind of what happens when you do one of these things unscripted with, like, no real planning or a but basically, long story short, Gurumin is cancelled. Maybe I'll revisit some point later on down the line. I don't know. I'd like to when I'm a little more passionate about it, when, like, my passion for a game has come back, I guess. So yeah,